Hi, everybody. This is Phil Sims, and you're watching Fresh Cookies.
Is it Thursday already? Welcome. What up, y'all? Fresh Cookies Week 18 kickoff show. Can you believe this? 18 weeks ago, we set out on a journey to just bring you funny football BS. Not just funny, but hopefully informative. Here we are 18 weeks later. It's going better than I could ever expect. What up? Happy NFL Week 18. Already got it bumping up here in the chat. Appreciate y'all. The Fresh Cookie Bakers. We still haven't established our fan group name. We need to get that. That's our New Year's resolution 2024. I'm going to let y'all vote. What are we calling the Fresh Cookies groupies, huh? Are we the Bakers, huh? Man, bittersweet feeling. In years past, Week 18 is just us getting ready for the playoffs. Not so much this year. Long off season ahead for the Patriots. Possibly the last time we're going to see Bill Belichick on a Patriots sideline as a coach, repping the throwback original, not a replica, the original Reebok. Show support for the coach. Great show today, though. Great show planned today. Just some of the topics we'll be going over. The Steelers, they're still somehow in it, and they have a quarterback controversy. Talk about waiting to the last minute to get your shit in. All right, end of the year, we're figuring, okay, the Steelers look like they fell apart. No, they're very much still in it, and they're popping. Like I said, quarterback controversy. Did Kenny Pickett not want to go in the game as a backup, or was he just letting Mason Rudolph cook? We'll get into it, but shout out to Mason Rudolph. Got to win. Probably when a lot of people didn't expect him to. His first start of the year, like I said, talk about waiting till the night before to do your book report. But great show planned today. We have our final power rankings. A bit shocking. These games this past week, insane. And let me just say, Happy New Year. Happy 2024. Hope 2023 was good to you. We're looking better. We're looking forward to an even better year this year. And I appreciate y'all checking in on this first week of January for the Week 18 kickoff. All right. Like we said, we got some Steelers quarterback controversy to talk about. It's the end of an era in New England. It's been kind of looming all season, but finally setting in. And believe it or not, that game seems like it's getting a lot of hype for the right reason. Let's make this, I don't know, maybe 19 straight against the Jets. I don't know. I'm losing track. Anyway, the Eagles, y'all trash, bro. Y'all trash. The Ravens, like I said, they're going up against the Steelers this weekend. Are they the best team in the NFL? We'll talk about that. In the AFC, I definitely think so. All that and much more. Also, Aaron Rodgers still continuing to make news, even though he hasn't touched the football field for a full quarter this season. Taking shots at Jimmy Kimmel. And I'm all for it. All right, I'm all for it. And we got some exciting matchups and playoff scenarios. Oh man, do we have a few for you? All that and more coming up. Like and subscribe. We need to get those numbers up. We're looking better to a more fruitful 2024. So help me out, y'all. And as always, as the show goes on, you got any hot takes? All right, got any hot parlays you're laying down this week? Throw them in there. Don't be afraid. All right. Unfortunately, I was supposed to have a guest on today. The schedule didn't work out, but my boy Sean Miller, the betting guru, the genius, certified genius, he's going to be on here throughout the playoffs. And, let's get somebody a house. All right. That's the goal here. All right. All right. Where do we want to begin? Well, some crazy ass games NFL weekend. I don't know when's the next time. Maybe the NFL will do it going forward, but we get in Christmas and New Year's games. Just an awesome thing. Obviously, that Lions game ending in some controversy. But you know what? No, that's the one we wanted, right? That's the one we wanted. All right. So yeah, the last power rankings, I feel like we've been generous here. All right. We don't ask for a lot, but the good teams win your fucking games. All right. Win your games. Specifically, the Eagles. All right. The Eagles. What are you doing? Losing to the Cardinals. I don't want to be a full on hater. I said you came close against the Giants. That's no excuse. James Conner doing an excellent job over in AZ. We are literally watching the Philadelphia Eagles fall apart at these seams. And let me tell you, I'm all for it. I tried being nice all season. It's Dunsky. It's Dunsky. The Browns. All right. The Browns. Surprise team of the year considering everything they've been through. Yes, they had high expectations coming in, but let's face it. When Nick Chubb went down, you had doubts. And when Deshaun Watson went down, you definitely had doubts. Joe Flacco saving the day. Arguably, no, not arguably. He's a first ballot unibrow athlete, Hall of Famer. Anthony Davis has a championship, I guess, so he's kind of up there. You guys let me know, what's your Mount Rushmore of unibrow athletes? Maybe that's gonna have to be a list coming up soon. Shout out to Mike, our MMA expert. He's going to be helping us out. Definitely with the big UFC events coming up, and he's training a couple guys that you should be seeing soon. He said my kids deserve better than their father having to deal with fantasy football championships on Christmas. It's my only issue. Yeah, and to be honest with you, it's so funny because I'm used to watching basketball. Basketball takes a back seat for sure during the NFL season because shit, I mean, we're gonna get one every single night. But no basketball this year. On Christmas, I don't think New Year's Day basketball, I don't think is a thing. So but who knows? I would like to put I don't this just popped in my head, but you guys let me know what you think. If I had to put money on it, I guarantee you we get some type of announcement next year. NFL's definitely going to Japan. I think they're playing a game in Japan. And if the Pats go there for that one, I might have to be in there for that. Anyway, not getting sidetracked. Jets and Browns. I want to highlight this for a specific reason. Y'all always see me with the Patriots garb, but this is a New Jersey friendly show. I just want to give a shout out to my man, rookie from Ohio State. All my Buckeye fans, stand up. Where he at? Ronnie Hickman, the pride of DePaul Catholic High School in New Jersey. Shout out to Ronnie the Rocket. Upstanding young man. Had the pleasure of knowing him for a minute now. Shout out to him. First pick 6 of his career. So shout out to the Rocket. Wishing you a long and healthy career. Does it against his native team. But yeah, and then the Lions and the Cowboys, obviously that fiasco, which like I was talking to somebody about, just because the players go over to the ref did not mean that they reported that this guy was an eligible receiver. Should you, here's a better one, because you don't have to do it at the college or high school level. Do you guys think these linemen should have to report as eligible? Do you think it's just because it's the NFL and they're that good that they can't be trusted and be unfair? Or do you think it's just one technicality that really has no barring on the game? Should you have to report your quote unquote eligible receiver, or is it just more of a advantage for the other team? But I was really impressed with that the Cowboys even kept it that close. I mean, they're a good team, but they've not shined when it matters most. So shout out to the Cowboys. They got a close win, but let's give them their credit. CJ Stroud with a strong return. You're going to see that affecting in the top 10. The Bears, they went on a nice little spurt here. All right, 7-9. That's a that's a shit ton better than I thought they were going to finish with. Justin Fields making a good case to just stay the Bears quarterback. If you're a Bears fan, or just let me know in general, do you think Justin Fields should stay as the Bears quarterback? Do you really want to start over? I mean, I feel like they're at least two places ahead to start in the race with Justin Fields. But hey, that's just me. All right. I think if they get a stronger head coach, maybe some good defensive pieces, definitely need to add another receiver. Why not? I think Justin Fields deserves to be the Bears quarterback. I don't think you're going to get much better. But shout out to the Bears doing their thing. The Ravens decimating the Miami Dolphins. And let me just tell you, it's a slow year for your team when I can't say I'd fully root for the Dolphins because that'd be sacrilege, but I'm looking at the Dolphins and just scratching my head. Bro, either be good or don't. But when you do shit like this, makes it hard to stand up for you. But just looking at some team stats here, Ravens just killing them in every category here. They lost a fumble, but look, that Ravens defense is just time of possession damn near the same. Um, 2 interceptions and a forced fumble. On the Ravens side, Lamar continues to just be very efficient. No interceptions thrown for him. Let's just pull this up right now. Lamar Jackson, out of nowhere, he's a front runner for the MVP. Let's go to ESPN right quick. Let's see all his recent stuff. Yeah, please don't bombard me with ads. Okay, 2 picks given up in his last 4 games, but other than that, pretty solid year for Lamar. A front runner for MVP, if I do say so myself. Everybody else been saying that. The only other that rivals him would be that of Christian McCaffrey. I don't know. It's if I not to say that no one deserves the award, but it is really tough to pick an MVP this year considering all the injuries we've had. Does anybody really deserve it other than Christian McCaffrey and Lamar Jackson because they stayed healthy? I'm not sure. This season, regardless of how it ends, I think I'll be much happier looking forward to next season because it's been kind of a letdown with all the injuries and I don't know. I don't know. Not the best NFL season for me. You guys let me know what you think. But yeah, the Dolphins as of now sort of ain't shit. Disappointing, but it was also against a really good team. The Buccaneers. Everybody was drinking the Buccaneers Kool-Aid. I still have my reservations. Look, it's a division game. Don't be losing to the Saints, though. All right, like I said, they have a great team besides their quarterback situation, which is a huge question mark. Still, Buccaneers, still not sold on them. The Patriots giving the Bills a close game. And let's face it, I think the Patriots had 4 turnovers in like the first quarter, something like that. Buffalo managed to kick 2 field goals. What are you doing? All right. I'm literally sticking up for you while my team is sucking to astronomical feats. You have 3 interceptions in the first quarter and you kick 2 field goals. Y'all in trouble, man. Y'all in trouble. You're only in the you're in the playoffs by default. All right. I think if it was possible for you to meet the same fate as the Eagles and the Chiefs, I would say so, but you'll find out. Like I said, the disappointment of the weekend, the Cardinals and the Eagles, just what are you doing? Jaguars, it's the Panthers. I'm really not that impressed. We're not going to see Trevor Lawrence, I believe, for the finale. And the Jaguars, just a major disappointment. We were high on them, but just frauds of late. Raiders, Colts. The Colts still have a chance, I believe, to get into the playoffs. The Rams, what are you doing winning by 1? That's way too close for you. You're better than that. 49ers doing what they do. Like I said, the Steelers, Mason Rudolph showing some heart. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. Beats a quality Seattle team in Seattle. The Chiefs somehow got Tony Romo and Jim Nantz again for the call against a limping Bengals team. No Joe Burrow. There's no Burrowhead. The Chiefs Kingdom, you have to be lying to yourself this season. You know your team is bad. Like they're trying to sprinkle pixie dust on every single little thing you guys do. It's coming to a crashing halt, and I'm calling it now. Travis Kelce retiring at the end of the season. And good luck next year. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. Anyway, the Chiefs, yeah, they win. The Broncos sitting Russell Wilson. What a weird situation. I mean, let me see if the Broncos are technically out, but just what are you doing, man? I'm not sure. It's looking like it's Russ, but Sean Payton, some balls benching the great Russell Wilson. They're out of the playoffs, so I guess they have nothing to lose. But I don't know what to think of Russell Wilson. Like I said, I think no. I'll say this. I don't know if he's going to be the Patriots quarterback next year, but I definitely think he should have been the Patriots quarterback instead of Mac Jones. And that would have been crazy to think Cam Newton. We could have had Cam Newton and Russell Wilson on one team. But then again, I don't know if that would have happened because I don't know if Cam would have took that backup role like that. Just saying. And the Packers, I wouldn't say a surprising win over the Vikings on New Year's Eve night, but the Packers doing their damn thing. And shout out my guy. Let me bring him up real quick. My guy, Bo Melton, Rutgers University's all-time leading receiver, leader in receiving yards, I believe, or receptions. Can't remember. Anyway, long story short, this young man from Cedar Creek High School in Mays Landing, New Jersey, first player I ever covered. Shout out to Bo. Made the active roster after this game. All right. Patience sometimes Hard work and patience sometimes pays off. I'm definitely happy for this young man. He's got a young brother at Rutgers right now. Who knows? The Meltons might have 2 NFL players, but shout out to Bo getting his first start and touchdown reception. But yeah, the Packers, I say there's a lot of scenarios here, so bear with me. Yeah, they're still very much in it, and the Vikings somehow in it as well. We're gonna get into some of that, but just going back to some of the stuff we have playing today. And just so you know, I'm sure you already know, but just as a reminder, after this weekend, all bets are off and the real ish starts happening. That's right. The NFL playoffs beginning next week. We are here. Let me see. We are about 6 weeks out from Super Bowl LVII in Vegas. Should be a good one. Let me know what y'all do. Any early Super Bowl plans out there? I want to see something crazy. Can we get like a nacho cheese beer keg, something? Can we get some cheese keg stands? Switch it up, people. Switch it up. Okay, but before we go, before we start tackling the football stuff, like I said, where my guys at? Here we go. All right. So let me know what y'all think. But aside from all the crazy game ending plays and upsets and everything, one of the biggest and concerning things that happened this weekend, the Eagles. Listen, bro, I think it's over. My predictions for the playoffs, 2 bold predictions I have for the playoffs, both the Eagles and the Chiefs, wherever they fall, first round exits for both of them. I mean, like I said, nothing against the Cardinals. But when we got to listen to tush push and all this other shit constantly, they just love. Come on, guys. Just love talking about their asses. Anyway, just looking at the stats from this one, Kyler Murray. You want to talk about surprises of the year? I did not think Kyler Murray was, 1, going to come back, and 2, be sustainable as he is. But I don't know how many games he missed this year. But honestly, that it's the year of the backup quarterback for a reason. Y'all play like 6 games and you're just rolling. But the Eagles, what do y'all think it is out there? Why are they so bad? They dropped 4 of their last 5. I mean, damn. Talk about that 49ers game absolutely just breaking them. What is up with the Eagles? Where do you see their fate? Like I said, I see them as a first round exit. Man. And where do they go from here? You think they keep AJ Brown? Do they go find someone else? What is going on, Eagles? There you have it, first round exit. Just an absolute fall from grace, and I don't know. At this point, are we? Here's a real question. Here's a real question. And let me know what you think in the comments or the chat. Are we now looking at the possibility that the Cowboys have a better chance at going to the Super Bowl than the Eagles? Or are we just not believing in the Cowboys at all? I mean, that win over Detroit was by technicality, but I don't know what it is. Yeah, and the other interesting part about the whole Marvin Harrison Jr. thing is there's reports that he might not even come out with how much money these guys are making. If he doesn't like either team, he could just stay. Depending on where the Pats fall, it's tough because I want a high draft pick, but at the same time, it's like I don't want to watch my team lose. And like I said, when Patriot fans are complaining that we're winning because of draft place, I'm like, come on. Um, when it comes to what the Pats should do, I'm honestly, it's such a risk with Russell Wilson. I just feel like that's the kind of the calling card right now. I really think we need to take a receiver, though. I don't like any of these quarterbacks. They really, really don't impress me that much. My brother and I have talked about blanking on his name, but the quarterback from Notre Dame, he's pretty good. The kid from Colorado State, I thought looked pretty good, but Drake May, Caleb Williams, even Bo Nix, who I was kind of hyped that the Pats could have a possibility of getting. I don't trust any of them. I think we'd be better off going with a veteran quarterback. And ironically enough, um, what we're seeing with the transfer portal in college football, because I've being around some of these scouts and recruiters and things like that, I have heard them say, well, we don't really scout high school kids anymore because you could just go to the transfer portal and get some. Yet they're still there. So maybe it's you got to be really, really good to even get considered now for some of these spots, regardless of what the situation is. What I'm trying to tie it in back into is, do you really want to start over and look for a new rookie quarterback if they're not that good? Is what I'm saying. I would probably rather us just take our chances with getting a veteran QB, some middle of the road backup. Joshua Dobbs made a great case for backup quarterbacks this year and just lit a fire. Jake Browning found success. Obviously, Geno Smith last year, and then Drew Lock filling in for Geno this year. Countless guys. Tommy DeVito was hot for like a second, and now we have Mason Rudolph, who could possibly bump the Pittsburgh Steelers into the playoffs. And who knows? He might have a good. It all depends on if Baltimore sits people or they've really committed to this rivalry that they say, fuck it, we're sending out our A team. And what's crazy, Mike, it wasn't even really mid-season. It was like 3/4 of the way, literally. For like they had the easiest schedule to wrap up the year. Um, I still have their thing open. Ever since that 49ers game, like, I mean, I look at it now, they played the Rams, which was a good team, then the Jets who are whatever, but Dolphins, Commanders again, who the Commanders, we got to figure out some type of name to give them. They were like every single game they played, with the exception of like 2, was super, super close. Like they were in it at the end, but looking at it, the Rams, then the Jets, Dolphins are tough. Tough Commanders. Then, they beat up on the Cowboys. Then Chiefs, Bills, 49ers, Cowboys again, Seahawks. I mean, if the Giants beat them, it's a wrap. Just fold up the tent. And I agree, Dallas can't win the big game. I was super hyped for them beating the Lions, which the Lions, are we really about to see the Lions make the Super Bowl? Jared Goff? I mean, that would be insane. Insane. But oh man, just thinking about this for a second. How sick would this scenario be, right? If the heavens aligned and we got to see Matthew Stafford have to go back to Detroit for a playoff game, and the Lions win, that would be insane. I'm hoping it happens. What do you guys think about that? What's a storyline you would like to see play out this NFL postseason? Like I said, that's my number one right there. Matthew Stafford having to go back to Detroit for a playoff game. Mad respect for him there. Just I don't know, it'd be cool. We want movies. Mm. All right, trying to move on to our next segment. I just want to make sure it's squared away for y'all. But yes, in case you didn't hear, um, some drama going on. What Aaron Rodgers? What else is new? Guy's a problem. Takes 4 snaps, thinks he runs the league. Kind of does, though, to be honest with you. It's amazing. Shout out to Ron, though. He's won my heart over after years of calling him the fake number 12. He's good, damn it. It was just, don't be going up against Brady expecting love. It's not going to happen. But Aaron back at it. His latest opponent, Jimmy Kimmel. I can't believe it. Yes, they're beefing. In case you didn't hear, the famous Jeffrey Epstein flight log list coming out. Are you on it? I hope not. But seriously, it's disgusting. If you haven't heard, dude was crazy. Trafficking folk, specifically underage folk. But anyway, Aaron Rodgers wasting no time getting in on the pop culture phenomenon, saying people like Jimmy Kimmel will be on the list. Jimmy Kimmel did not take too kindly to that. Honestly, when I heard this, I thought there would be some type of joke involved from Jimmy Kimmel, who makes me laugh every NBA Finals and Super Bowl. Was Guillermo's segment. Shout out to Guillermo. Not the case. Not the case. He was actually very, very mad. And if you can see, he says, for the record, I've not met, flown, visited, or had any contact whatsoever with Epstein. He said you won't find my name on the list. Clearly nonsense. You put my family in danger. Keep it up. We'll have to debate the facts further in court. I mean, guys, it's a joke. It's a joke, all right? Man. Joke or too far? You guys let me know. But Aaron Rodgers, come on. All right. It was funny, Jimmy. All right. It was funny. Let me pull this article back up. Anyway, it's going down on the Pat McAfee show. Pat McAfee forced to apologize for Aaron's joke. It was just a joke. All right. It was just a joke. If Jimmy has nothing to be afraid of, why even care that much? Or was it just that so severe that he had to address it? I don't think it was really that serious. I think he should just kept it moving. And Pat McAfee. What's he supposed to do? Fuck it. Who cares? That's right. Tom Brady was better. Still is better. And it's odd. This is the first season, full season, we don't have any Brady. So it's just, I feel like we're losing a little something, maybe some class out of the game. Just something. All right. Somebody else has to step up. Like I said, it's been the year of the backup quarterback. And the only visuals we have of Patrick Mahomes this year are just, well, Listen, it'll never not be funny. It'll never not be funny. You crying? But where are you at? Yes. Tom Brady was better though. But sad to say, we're going to have to be coming up with a new segment because this will be our final power rankings of the NFL season. Nonetheless, we are happy to bring you the Fresh Cookies Week 18 power rankings. That's right. Get hyped. They're here and better than ever. Happy New Year. Happy 2024. Let's get into it. Number 1, the Ravens. All right. You know what? We start this backwards. All right. Stuffed crust rules. Start front to back. Ass to front. Whatever you want to call it. Anyway. Gracing the list for a second or third time this year, the Texans. CJ Stroud comes back big. They're cool again. Number 9, the Chiefs. They won, but did it really matter? All right, Joe Burrow not playing for the Bengals. We're not that impressed. Chiefs barely on the list. All right, number 8, the Rams. Same thing. Impressive team. Only won by 1 against the Giants. I need a little bit better. Number 7, the Bills. Like I said, creating 4 turnovers in the first half against the Pats, somehow only leading by 6 for most of this game. What are y'all doing? You should have put us in the dirt. Number 6, the Lions. I don't think they're this bad, but They did end their game on a really bonehead play, so they got to do better. So it's the number 6 spot for you this week. Number 5, the Cowboys. Were they really that much better than the Lions? Not really, but they won off a technicality and they were in the game for the entire joint. So I'll reward them for now. Number 4, the Browns. Most impressive team. That's right. I said it. The Browns, the most impressive team this year based off of what they've had to deal with. Like I said, no Nick Chubb, guys, top 3 running back in the league every year. No Nick Chubb. And then their new happy ending golden boy, Deshaun Watson. We're looking forward to a full year from him after giving him a bunch of money and also taking him back with open arms. He goes down. The sky is falling. They get a couple different quarterbacks in there. All of a sudden, Joe Flacco, we're talking about him for comeback player of the year. Does he deserve it over DeMar Hamlin? Yes. All right. Number 3, they got their asses spanked, but it was against a quality opponent, the Dolphins. It pains me to be rooting for the Dolphins as a Patriots fan, and we're not even rooting for them. You just want to see good football. I don't know how they would handle winning a Super Bowl. I feel like they might handle it better than the Bills fans. Nonetheless, they're still a good team, even though they got rocked. The 49ers, they lost to the Ravens, so until they beat them again, you're going to stick in that number 2 spot because we all know if one of your players goes down, it looks like the whole caboodle's fucked. So y'all got to do better as a whole team even when you're missing pieces. And of course, the Ravens just absolutely dominant this year. How could they not be your number 1 team? Like I said, Happy New Year again. Just flipping it back to last week. Not much changing with that top 3, but you're going to notice there are some guys not on this list. Specifically, the Eagles. Yeah, you're not on the list anymore, bro. You lost to the Cardinals, so get the fuck out. Take a good look before we flash forward to this week. And you can just see definitely a fall from grace. Just absolute malarkey. I would say teams on the outside looking in for this one, like I said, the Bucks got to do a little bit better. The Eagles obviously are on the outside looking in, but sorry, having some difficulties for a second, but yeah, those are the final power rankings. Y'all let me know what you think in the chat. Do we get it right? Do we ever get it right? Of course. That's true, Mike. Where would you say where do you start with a rebuild though? Is a real question. Does it start at the quarterback spot or does it start with the head coach? I really don't I could see the Matt Canada hate, but the Mike Tomlin hate for the Steelers, come on, bro. Not to say they would be nothing without him. Any recent success though, you kind of have to chalk up to Mike Tomlin, whether that be dealing with personnel or just rolling with the punches. I mean, if you had to take like a generic template of what kind of guy you would want to be your head coach, I feel like Mike Tomlin's at the top of that list. So I know not all Steeler fans feel this way, but y'all gotta chill with this Mike Tomlin hate business. Shouldn't be like that at all. That's another good point, Mike. And I was saying this is our first year without Brady. And let's face it, Brady, I would say Aaron Rodgers is technically the last link. I just think Rodgers is more of like a modern guy. So I just think him and Brady are probably see eye to eye on different or just have different vibes on certain shit. Like, um, I know Vic. Nah, I don't even want to say Vic and Favre, but just super spread out. Like Tom Brady and Joe Montana wouldn't have the same vibe. They're two different eras. But yeah, like I said, with no Brady, it really is like the first year of the new era quarterback taking over, and the guys who are leading just aren't like we thought it would be Pat Mahomes, but just based on his attitude this year, it's like not to say he's not an NFL quarterback, but bro, come on. Can't be falling apart like that. And what's even crazy, it's not even the Hall of Fame QBs that we're talking about, just like some of the other um these quote unquote like middle of the road guys. You know, like Joe Flacco's out there slinging it. Um and I don't know if we'll see. It's tough to say if we would see another like Ryan Fitzpatrick like that. I don't know though. I don't know what it is when you hear stuff like people saying they don't want to come at it for the draft because they might not like the team that they play for, which is not the first time that's ever happened. But it's like, is it going to be harder to find a solid backup quarterback with everybody like with this whole notion of everybody kind of having this? I'm the starter. It's either that or the like my way or the highway. Who knows? Who knows? Might see. You actually might see there's more value in being a good backup quarterback. Hey, and look at it this way. Look at it this way. You can live somewhere new every year. And before we jump into this week, just remember, like and subscribe, share the shit. All right. We want to grow the show. It's our New Year's resolution. Get more peeps in the chat, get more people on the show. We want to reach the masses. So make sure you like and subscribe. Tell all your friends, share it, turn it on in the gym, the barbershop. Maybe you're in the sauna, doing hot yoga, wherever. Be sure to join. This lady gets it. She finds time when she's, not working or something. She's watching the show. And you know what? Not that we paid her to, but she likes and subscribes. All right. So shout out to that lady, our newest Fresh Cookies subscriber. All right. But this week, starting out with a good one, the Steelers and the Ravens, a classic AFC North matchup. Some reports that Kenny Pickett didn't want. Well, let's not make up shit here. All right. There was rumors that Kenny Pickett reportedly didn't want to go, or he didn't want to be a backup a backup during the Seattle game. So far, I don't find this to be the truth. But I just want to know what y'all think. And it's only one game, but the real question is for my Steeler fans, is Mason Rudolph the hero y'all need? Or is he the hero for y'all? Do you trust him to win against the Ravens? And if so, if all the stars align, do you trust him this postseason more than you trust Pickett? These are the questions. And just pulling up His stats against the Seahawks, no interceptions. He passes for 274 yards. The team, listen, it's hard. Not that it's hard, but you can look at stats and everything. But the Steelers, just watching that game when I was able to, and then just watching the replay, they really look like they responded well to Mason Rudolph. So I don't know if if he really took control, or they were like, shit, it's working really well with this guy. We're just gonna keep rolling with this, and they embraced him. So I like that. Hero, no. Captain, maybe, but the test is the Ravens. Yes. And God forbid, but like I said, year of the backup quarterback, there we have to take into consideration if he goes down and Pickett does good. Steelers Nation will most likely flip back to Kenny Pickett. So if he can give us a competitive game and take the reins from Tomlin, I don't know. Well, I'll put it to you this way. If he wins on Saturday and everything else happens that the Steelers need to happen, and let's say y'all lose in the first round, is he your starting quarterback for next year? Is it safe to say it's a reasonable take to say Mason Rudolph makes a compelling argument to be our starting quarterback next year, or do you just stick with Kenny Pickett and you just appreciate what Mason Rudolph did towards the end of the year? I'd probably still take Pickett, but who knows, if the team winds up really smoking the Ravens, then kind of hard to compete with that. But yes, the Steelers and Ravens AFC North matchup, but like we said, there's playoff implications on the line. The Steelers can make it to the postseason with a win and some other stuff. And even if they lose, they still are somehow in it. And like I said, it's the end of the year, so you never know. Baltimore could be sitting peeps, but going over to the worldwide leader in sports, the Steelers can make it into the playoffs with a win plus a Buffalo loss, which they're taking on the Dolphins. That one's about to be a movie. Looking, hopefully nobody gets hurt, but I'm saying snowstorm on Sunday. Nothing's, just everyone chill. We're going to watch football, hoping I can see all these games. But yes, Buffalo taking on the Dolphins. So the Steelers are in the playoffs. If the Bills happen to lose to the Dolphins, then if the Jaguars lose to, I have everything. Jaguars lose to the Titans. And a Houston or Indy win. Wait. Win plus Houston and Indy tie, or Pittsburgh wins plus Jacksonville loses to the Titans plus Houston Indy doesn't end in a tie. Okay, so why didn't they just say that? It should be the Texans, or it's either the Texans or the Colts win or a tie, and then Jacksonville loses plus Denver wins plus Houston. Okay, so basically Steelers. Your chances, I feel like, are pretty good here. All right, Jacksonville, no Trevor Lawrence apparently. Okay. I feel confident that the Titans can knock off the Jags. And then when it comes to Houston and Indy, I might actually put money on it. I feel like there's no way CJ Stroud is letting that one slip away. So if I had to guess, we'll talk about the matchup, but if I had to guess the other entities that I could say would happen, I could see the Titans beating the Jags. and I can definitely see the Texans beating the Colts. And to be honest, as bad as Buffalo just played, I don't see them. I don't. So fucking tough. I don't know because the Dolphins just lost too, so I would have to say that would be the least likely scenario. I don't see Buffalo beating the Dolphins, especially since the Finns already lost to them once this year. But just going back to the Steelers versus the Ravens, I would have to check. Let's see. Steelers won the first matchup. This time they're going away to Baltimore. I don't know. The odds are definitely against the Steel City in this one. Baltimore doesn't really need it, but ain't no way you're losing to your division rival twice. Um, yeah, it's tough. It's tough. And exactly, Mike. The O line that Ravens defense this year is literally like top 3. I think whatever AFC North teams are in the playoffs this year are just going to have a huge advantage based off the simple fact every single team in the division, with the exception of the Bengals, and they're not even that bad, but they're just not on the same level. All the defenses in the AFC North were filthy this year, so I think any one of those teams has a huge advantage based off of that because the Steelers, Browns, and now obviously the Ravens just there's not a fan base in the NFL that wouldn't take them, and they're fucking lying if they say otherwise. But okay, look, I have hope that and I do think the Steelers can pull this one out. I just think the Ravens are really hitting their stride right now, and even if they rest some guys, it's going to be really hard to beat them. I think the Steelers are really out for a moral victory. I'm not going to hurt that bad if I'm wrong on this one, but I'll go with the Steelers. All right. I'll give the Steelers a little bit of hope, and hopefully this will help in um their future endeavors in terms of which way this team should go. But I'll give them one last hurrah. I don't know if the other scenarios will play out that way, but I'll give them hope. All right, moving along though. Texans Colts. All right, let's see. Let's make this one. We'll zoom out a little bit so we can try to get both up here. You know what? We'll just go this way. All right, so this is the Saturday night game. Yeah, Houston clinches the AFC South with a win or a Jacksonville loss. So they're in a great scenario. And if they don't win, they'll just have to have the Jags lose and have the Steelers lose as well. And then the Colts, they're going to also need Jacksonville to lose either way. So Jacksonville loses either one of these guys, whoever's the winner, they're taking the AFC South. Mm. Now, it goes without saying, Houston should fucking crush them. Will they? Who knows? But looking at some past history, I believe I was going to say, yeah, the Colts beat them, which is insane. CJ Stroud looking for some get back. I'm going to take the Texans in this one. And the real question is, what happens to Gardner Minshew next year? Do they continue on with him, or will we get the long-awaited return of AR5? I like Gardner. But I think we're going to see the Houston Texans move on to the playoffs. And I got some predictions about them, but let me tell you, I don't think this will be their last win of the year. So going with the Texans. Jaguars, Titans. All right, another scenario-filled incident. Where? No, we just had them. Yeah, right here, Jacksonville. Now they're taking on Tennessee. Like I said, they might not have Trevor Lawrence. Let me just double check that. Yeah, it looks like no Trevor Lawrence. So the Titans will Levis give us a show to end the year? Possibly. They're also going to need the Steelers to lose, but the Jaguars pretty disappointing this year. To be honest with you, started out okay. Obviously had high expectations from everybody, but just did not play well when it mattered most. I mean, they beat the Steelers at home, but other than that, I just want to pull up, and they just came off beating the Panthers, which the Jacksonville Jaguars should not have 7 losses this year. They beat the Bills. Yeah, let's go through it. Lost to the Chiefs, lost to the Texans, beat the Bills, beat the Steelers, lost to the 49ers, beat the Texans again. Yeah, just haven't really played that many good teams. Last time they got together with the Titans, they won by 3 scores. I don't know. I would say if anybody had to play spoiler this weekend, it would be the Titans. All right. I do see the Titans beating the Jaguars. Especially with no Trevor Lawrence with shoulder and finger injuries. That's not fun. But like I said, the Jags will clinch the AFC South title with a win plus Indy Houston tie. I hope not. And they can clinch a playoff berth with the Steelers loss. Denver loss, and if Houston Indy doesn't end in a tie. Look, I think the Jags have been messing up lately, and not that the Titans are spectacular, but I still think they're a good team when their backs are against the wall. Showed some heart in that Monday night win. I think was it against the Lions? They had an impressive Monday night win. Let me just bring it up real fast. Who'd they beat? That was the Dolphins. Yeah, when they beat the Dolphins. So they're definitely capable of hanging in there with some good teams. It's just a matter if they're going to finish the damn thing. But to make a long story short, I'm going to go with the Titans. I think Steelers fans, I think you get some help from the Titans in this one. The other stuff, we'll have to wait and see. Vikings, Lions. The Vikings looking just gross on New Year's Eve. Let's go down here. I think I saw these fools somewhere on here. Yeah, Lions, Vikings. So their scenario is they need to win, plus they need Green Bay to lose, along with the Seahawks and Bucks loss. Or they need to win and the Packers to lose, the Seahawks to lose, and New Orleans to lose. So I'm just going to come out and say it. It's not looking good for the Vikings. All right. I think their season's done. Really, it hurt not having any Kirk Cousins this year, but they just didn't really step up in any other categories. Alexander Madison, talk about a season to forget. Absolute trash for fantasy and just for them in general. Yeah, I don't like the Vikings in this matchup. I think they just need to go back to the drawing board and pray for Kirk Cousins to get back sooner rather than later, and hope to God that Justin Jefferson still wants to be here. But yeah, not even a question. Going with the Lions in this one. All right. Speaking of the Saints and Falcons, it's looking like New Orleans has a chance to clinch the NFC South with a win plus a Tampa Bay loss. Or if they tie with the Falcons, they can also get in with a Bucks loss. They can clinch a playoff berth with a win plus a Seattle loss or a Green Bay tie. Oh, I'm sorry. Seattle tie or a Seattle tie and a Green Bay loss. Or if the Saints tie, Seattle loses and Green Bay loses, they're in the playoffs. They're taking on the Falcons, who are underachieving this year. It's a shame. But they also one of these teams that needs a new quarterback. And damn it, why wasn't Taylor Heineke more utilized? Would have loved dude on our team. But the Saints, not bad, just not great. But I expect them to get this one done. So with their scenario being being to win and a Bucks loss, I don't know. I don't know. It's tough to say. Let me see. I'm def I'm just gonna I'm taking the Saints for this matchup. I just want to see what the precaution or what Tampa needs. All right. They're gonna clinch the NFC South title with a win plus a New Orleans loss. Yeah. I think this is the end of the road for the Saints. The Buccaneers going up against the Panthers. So Saints, I think you get the win, but this is the end of the year season, unfortunately. Sorry. Yeah, this is an interesting point too. Not to have everything tie back to the Pats, but you know, who is really going to be your quarterback after Tom Brady? I don't think it was just us. I think it's just extremely hard to replace um just that kind of presence. The only two times, at least in recent memory, that I saw like such a large pivotal role replaced like that would be obviously I was really young when this happened, but Steve Young, the whole Joe Montana thing, and then Aaron Rodgers and Brett Favre. That was like a huge thing. You know, definitely lived up to the hype, but it's just how do you prepare for something like that? And I think people seeing how bad the Pats were this year, and obviously the last couple of years, they're like, we keep that shit over there. We don't want that. We don't want to end up like them. So I think there needs to be that balance of just like playing it cool, you know, playing it cool, letting these dudes give their all, and also just drafting the right guys. But I think when there's too much scrambling and you seem all nervous and shit, I think that's when everything gets all muddy and you kind of have a Russell Wilson situation that's going on right now. Like not everybody can just chill. I don't know how that negotiation was or how he is, but like it seems like Kirk Cousins just chilling. I'll say the Vikings are pretty set with what he's doing, and seriously, staying in the NFC South, Baker Mayfield making a name for this year. If I was the Bucks, I'll bring him back. But yeah, Saints, I think this is it for y'all. I think this is it for y'all, and you get a real quarterback next year. I could see them, man. I would have to see where they fall in the draft order because they're looking at the 13th spot right now. I think New Orleans is crazy enough to try to go for one of these quarterbacks this year, whether it be Drake May or who's the other dude? Caleb Williams. I don't know what they would give up though. They would have to give up Kamara for sure. But if the Saints were to give up Kamara and Michael Thomas, geez, they have somebody else, but they would definitely have to give them up. I could definitely see the Saints being one of these teams to take a rookie quarterback. All right, Jets Patriots. Listen, this one means nothing other than draft order. And obviously, the Patriots looking to finish out the season with a win. Most likely, Bill Belichick's last game as the Patriots head coach. The vibe around Boston media these last couple weeks hasn't really been whether or not he's going to stay. It's more or less who's going to take over for him. And let me just say, it sucks, but it's much needed. And like I would never call for anybody's job, but just the whole staff needs to be axed out. Belichick kids out. Everything. Rip up the carpet, change the locks, do whatever you got to do. But we need a new start here for the Pats. They're going up against their, I wouldn't say arch nemesis, but I know the Jets want to beat us. And damn it, show some heart. Send Bill Belichick out with the dub and let him have his double-digit win streak against the Jets. But we can definitely win. Bailey Zappi showing some promise. I might sound crazy for saying this, but I'd rather keep him on the squad. And with rumblings of Russell Wilson looking for a new home, I think we're wild enough to take him. And to be honest, with our culture and everything, he might just fall in line and love it. So, Pats all day. Buccaneers, Panthers, the Buccaneers. If they lose this game, they don't deserve to be in the playoffs. And let's see. Yeah, they would have to be really dumb to screw this up. But honestly, based on this year, can't tell anymore. So yeah, the Bucks taking on the Panthers. Bryce Young. Almost said CJ Young. Yeah, that would have been nice. Yeah. Bryce Young, though, is he the future? Who knows? We got to get him like a real head coach. Adam Thielen, feel for him. But the Bucks pretty much got this one in the bag, it feels like. Baker Mayfield, like I said, I think he's getting that extension next year. If all proves right, I would have to see who they're going to take on in the playoffs. But for right now, I'm seeing the Bucks go to the playoffs. So shout out to them, taking them against their rivals. Browns Bengals, man. It's a shame Joe Burrow had the year he did because we're not going to see him in this matchup. But like I said, the story, the most impressive team this year, we can debate this, is the Browns. I feel like they were dealt many bad hands throughout the year, just somehow managed to bounce back. And let me see what they're I don't know if they have anything written for them, which is insane. But yes, the Browns doing their thing. The Bengals, they absolutely don't need this for anything. The bigger question I would think would be, do they play Joe Flacco for this game? Insane to think that you'd want to sit your backup quarterback, but damn it, he's that valuable. He's that valuable. So it doesn't look like he's going to be out there, but shout out to them. Like I said, the Bengals, they're not going anywhere this year. Hopefully they go back to the drawing board. Will I tune in for this? Probably not. But once again, just shout out to the Browns doing the damn thing. All right, moving right along. Bears, Packers. I think this will be a moral showing for Justin Fields. I think he makes one last impression for the Bears. They're going to get the number 1 pick because they traded with Carolina. Man, the ideal scenario, I think, would be for the Bears to, if I was the Bears, I would just keep Justin Fields and probably just draft Marvin Harrison Jr. But I also hope they don't do that because that's what I want the Patriots to do. Marvin Harrison Jr., maybe a little Russell Wilson action. Not a bad way. It's not the ideal team, but it's a start, damn it. It's a start to a better tomorrow. Now they are taking on the Packers, and the Packers need this one to get in. All right. Green Bay taking on, I have it right here. Oh, yeah, duh. Losing it, man. Obviously, Green Bay taking on the Packers. I mean, now I'm really losing it. Obviously, the Packers taking on the Bears. And let's pull up their little playoff scenarios here. They just need to win. All right. They just need to win. And they would get in. Detroit already locked up the division, so there'll be no talks of that. And if they this is basically in the bag for the Packers. So if they don't win this, they don't deserve to be in the postseason. But Jordan Love, shout out to this guy. I didn't look like the season would end well for them, but it started great, and now they're in playoff position. So I'm going with the Pack all day. And shout out Bo Melton. Cowboys, Commanders. Man, the NFC East never disappoints. So the Cowboys have a chance to clinch the NFC title with a win. Or if Philly decides to blow it against the Giants, either way, it's a huge win for all of us. The Cowboys obviously rolling right now. And like I said, Commanders, the closest like one possession loss team. I mean, the number 1 lose by one possession team in the NFL. They're fighting with us for that top 4 spot in the draft. They're going to give them a tough matchup. Listen, Dallas, as of right now, this is the most important game of the season for you. They want that NFC East title. All right. They want that NFC East title. So I'm taking them regardless. And man, just going back to how bad the Eagles are. What are y'all doing, bro? All right, moving along. Broncos, Raiders. We don't really need to watch this. Antonio Pierce doing a great job turning around the Raiders. They're actually watchable. The Broncos trending in the wrong direction. That whole mess with Russell Wilson, sitting him the last couple games because of his contract, whatever. I think they should have just let him play, but they got the job done. The Raiders slightly better. Their defense is scary. They still need a quarterback. This game doesn't mean anything, so let me just double check. Yeah, this game doesn't mean anything, so going with the Raiders just for fun. Eagles, Giants. The Giants have the chance to do one of the coolest things in history and just send the Eagles packing. Now, the Eagles will still be in the playoffs. So we'll see if they sit any peeps. I think they're coming off that embarrassing loss, so they're just not gonna. But is it AJ Brown? Is it Jalen Hurts? Is it Nick Sirianni? Who knows? But one thing is for sure, if you didn't see the thumbnail, it's over. All right. Eagles just looking absolutely horrendous these last couple weeks. I mean, what are y'all doing? But with that being said, they would really have to mess up to lose against the Giants, but they've been messing up lately. The Giants could very well beat them based off of how this season has gone. I'm going to go ahead and give the Giants a victory against the Eagles. And I'm just telling you right now, first round exit for their ass. All right. So enjoy it now, Philly. Going with the Giants. Seahawks, Cardinals. Seahawks need this one. The Cardinals just love playing spoiler. James Conner, an absolute beast. I know the Pittsburgh fan base is missing, dude. If you had him and Najee Harris back there, it'd be a problem. But would they play well together? Not sure about that. We're just pulling up our playoff scenarios here once again. Seattle in the big dance with a win and a Green Bay loss. Not to say that can happen, but that would be insane. Seattle tie plus a Green Bay loss plus a Tampa Bay loss or tie. And the same thing with the Saints. The Seahawks, not their best season, or maybe not their most memorable season to date, but damn it, they showed heart. And they've been one of my favorite teams this year. Tough to say against this scrappy Cardinals team, but I don't know if Green Bay will lose to the Bears, but I think Seattle scrapes together enough loose change to do the damn thing. All right, I'm going with you. Seahawks, don't let me down. Rams 49ers late in the year. This one is a movie. Now, the 49ers very comfortably in place for the playoffs. Give me a second here. They're very comfortable in place for the playoffs. I believe, as are the Rams. So this will be a great. This one's more about seeding, but this will be a great matchup. I think. I want to say I'm most likely sure the Niners took the first matchup. Yes, they took the first matchup. Very close game. The Rams clicking on all cylinders at the right time. Niners, like I said, I mean, you see, I think the farthest they dropped this year was number 4, but you see the Niners in the power rankings right there, the number 2 team in the league right now. They got the thing wrapped up. I can't imagine them sitting guys just because of how of a good matchup this is. They very well could. If I had to guess, though, I think the Rams, if all their guys go, I could see them pulling out a shocking upset to end the year. So, you know what? I will take the Rams with the last second field goal. All right, we're getting towards the end now. Chiefs, Chargers. The Chiefs should win this one. The Chargers, let's go back to our thumbnail. There's no way it's not Brandon Staley's last season with the team. All right. I don't care. This team is way too good to be whatever shitty record they are. But the real question is who will be, 5-11. Who will be the Chargers' next coach? Something in his Belichick? I don't think so. He's closer to the all-time losses record, so I don't see him wanting to do that. But one thing is for sure, the Chargers are a waste of good talent. And the Chiefs are trending in the wrong direction. All right. Along with the Eagles, I'm expecting a first round playoff exit from them. And I'm just calling it right now. I think Travis Kelce retires at the end of the year. I heard him say at some point this season he had like 10, 12 surgeries. Plus he's making a boatload of money. And it just looks like situation there is kind of fucked. So time to hang it up. I think they'll beat the Chargers. But like I said, man, they got a sledgehammer waiting for them first round. I'm calling it blowout first round, but they get the win over LA, not San Diego. And then the nightcap, the best game of the weekend, I believe. Bills at the Dolphins. Bills smack their ass one time this year after the Dolphins put up a 70-piece on the Broncos, said, we don't care, hold this L. The Dolphins coming off an embarrassing loss to the Ravens. Not that embarrassing considering they're the best team in the league, but they want some get back. Huge. It's only fitting that the AFC East will be won and lost with this game. Just a great matchup. You see what's at stake. Says Miami clinches the AFC East with a win or a tie. Buffalo will win the AFC East with a win. Now, we beat the Bills one time this year, so shout out to us. And we almost just beat them a second time. Now, it's tough to say. At 10-6, I don't – somebody chime in there, but I don't think the Bills are out. No, I think they're still – nope, they're out if they lose this one. I think with their backs to the wall – shout out my sister in here, great supporter. Happy New Year to her. Much love. Always a big supporter of our top 10 graphics. Anyway, the Bills, this is it. All right. This is it for them. They have been very inconsistent. They're going up against a very good Miami Dolphins team. I think they're going to follow in this pattern. Like I said, the same fate that the Chiefs and the Eagles have in store for them. I think they'll get a week early. Buffalo needs to win this game just to stay alive. Miami more or less just needs it. But I'm going to go with the Dolphins in this one. Sorry, Bills. This is where your season ends. And stay tuned next week and obviously the upcoming weeks. The playoffs are upon us. We're going to be doing some new things, looking to stretch this into a 2-day show a week. All right. I think we're probably going to move this to the morning, but 2 shows a week. We need to react to the playoff weekend and at the same time get y'all ready. So you can look for that Mondays and Thursdays because we still want to leave Friday open to do something cool. But yeah, the playoffs are upon us. We got a lot of good stuff ahead. You know, we're about 6 weeks away from the Super Bowl. Hell yeah, playoffs. Let's go. Niners fans with much to be hyped about. What do you think about that Rams matchup this weekend? I think that's going to be a lot better than people are anticipating. I can tell you that much. But yeah, guys, you let me know. Before we go, let's just go over some of our thumbnails before we peace out. Mason Rudolph with the chance to do something big this week. All right. Will his team let him down? Aaron Rodgers challenging the late night status quo. Keep doing you, Aaron. Keep doing you. We're looking forward to that list. And then Eagles. What are you doing? What are you doing? But it's been a great show. Appreciate all y'all that tuned in and chimed in. We will be back starting on Monday with like I said, we're going to start doing 2 shows a week. So looking forward to it. Hope you enjoyed the show. Hope you got some good bets going this week. Fantasy football wrapped up. Shout out to Chris Farano, our Woot Woot Football League champion. We got to get him some hardware. He earned it. I was absolutely devastated this year. And absolutely, you missed it. We did bring it up. The Niners did, in fact, break the Eagles. Their season just down the toilet. Absolute basura from that game. And listen, the 49ers could have very well just changed the course of history because who knows if the Eagles will even – they're bringing back most of that team next year. But as always, appreciate y'all for stopping by. Like the show, subscribe, share, all that joint. We want to expand the show and keep bringing y'all some great content. Hopefully you had a few good laughs today. But give us your feedback. What were some things you liked today? What were some things you didn't? And as always, keep us informed with what you're doing. Some good bets, some good hot takes, things of that nature. Start planning out your Super Bowl stuff now, too. Looking forward to, I don't know, all the plates and whatnot. But thank you all for tuning in once again. I'm Nery Rodriguez, and you already know it's Fresh Cookies. Peace.